Today we're talking to Sheralee Davies, the CEO of Wine Tasmania. How did your journey begin in wine?
I was fortunate enough to be offered the job and worked on the first Wine Australia event in 1996. I had exposure to the most amazing wine producers, people that have been instrumental in the Australian wine industry over decades. I had exposure to some amazing wines and it very quickly changed my view of wine, and I haven't looked back.
The Tasmanian wine industry throws up all manner of fun, but what do you love most about your job?
The key part of my job is promoting Tasmanian wines. What I have to do is take all of the good things that all of our wine producers are doing and communicate them with people. So there's this great innovation, this great progressive sort of approach to things, and a real collaboration that I love. I think people understand that if we work together to grow the Tasmanian wine story, we're actually all going to benefit.
And Tasmania also is diverse and has some wonderful wines. What makes Tasmanian wine so unique?
Well, I think with Tasmania, and in fact with any wine product, with any agricultural product, it ultimately starts with the dirt and the environment in which you're growing your particular crop. So for wine grapes, generally the cooler the climate, the more moderate and steady the temperature we have, the more we can actually encourage flavour in the grapes, encourage great intensity, and also get some great natural acid. So it does very much come down to the growing conditions, and that's what makes Tasmanian so special, I think. For us, half of our vineyard plantings are Pinot Noir, and Pinot Noir are used for both table wine and also for sparkling wine, which is incredibly important for Tasmania. And in the whites, you'll see Riesling, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Gris and Grigio, and then a whole lot of other bits and pieces. So we have a little bit of Cabernet, a little bit of Merlot, a little bit of Shiraz, a little bit of Gewürztraminer, but really for us, Pinot Noir is king.
Whole range of wines, from the very, very dry and crisp to the rich red and fruity wines.
Absolutely right. There's something for everyone, and I think because the Tasmanian wine sector is actually only 50 years young, we're still working out, our styles, our sites, and you will find, I think people will be really surprised when they actually do look at something like Chardonnay. They'll see such a wide range of styles, and actually I think come to understand that there isn't just one Tasmanian style when we look at those varieties. There's actually a full spectrum of styles.
So people getting into dessert wines more now?
A lot of our wine is actually sold here in Tasmania. So a lot of it is sold through cellar doors. And that means that people actually have the chance to come in. They meet the vigneron, they meet the winemaker, they meet the viticulturalist, and they're able to actually talk with that person about the wine styles they're producing.
Yep.
And so as soon as you get a dessert wine into somebody's mouth, instantly converted.
What are some of the better regions people can visit in Tasmania once they come off board?
We've got 4 key wine touring areas that we encourage people to visit. The first is immediately when you get off the Spirit of Tasmania around the Devonport area. We've got the northwest region, so we've got quite a number of growers there. A real focus on sparkling wines, a focus on Pinot Noir.
Wonderful.
If we move a little further north around the Tamar Valley, we then have got the Tamar Valley and the Pipers River areas. A lot of vineyards in that area. It's a very mature wine growing area. Keep coming down the east coast of Tasmania, and again you're getting to a completely different area. Beautiful, one of the most picturesque parts of Tasmania, I think, where you've got vineyards that are literally on the edge of the sea, and you've got this beautiful blue ocean. You've got the Freycinet Peninsula and the Hazards there as a bit of a backdrop, and some brilliant wines coming out of the east coast of Tasmania. As you keep coming then along the south and closer to Hobart, we've got the southern area that you can travel around, and that includes the Coal River Valley area, the Derwent Valley area, and then down further south we've got the Huon and Channel districts. So there's a lot for people to see, and I think it's not just the vineyards. There are some excellent vineyards to go and see, but there's the food producers that you can see along the way. You can stop in at berry farms, pick your own berries. You can go to cheeseries and enjoy some of the local cheese. There's so much else to see and do. The best way to do it is to jump in your car and just set off.
Do you think Tasmania has some of the best wines in the world?
We have the likes of international wine shows where we've seen sparkling wines from Jans, for example, take some of the top awards. We've seen Tamar Ridge do exceptionally well, Bay of Fires do exceptionally well, and I think that's in an independent peer review sort of structure, and that's really where it's not me saying, yes, of course it's fantastic, but we are actually positioning our wines against other fantastic wines of the world. And we had Jancis Robinson, also known as the Queen of Wine, talking about Tasmania. She was here for 5 days and she tried about 160 wines while she was here. And when she was leaving...
That's commitment.
That is commitment, isn't it? Well, it's her job, ultimately. Somebody has to do it. But her comment when she was leaving is that if Tasmania produces a bad wine, she failed to find it out of those 160 wines that she tried.
Well said. So she's obviously she's a convert.
Absolutely, I think so. I hope so. And we had another UK commentator that referred to Tasmania as rapidly becoming Australia's little Champagne. Now, if we can, if we can build that reputation, and if we can allow others to see what we're doing here, I think we will continue to have that comparison drawn, hopefully with some of the great wine regions of the world.